Hi guys, it's good to see you again this Friday. I'm so glad I could be with you. Today we're going to go a little bit further on our bead mosaic journey, and we're going to learn to work super small. That means being able to do a really small bezel so you can make earrings or a small connector or something like that. I know we've been working small with little tiny bitty pieces, but we need bittier and smaller pieces to do that, and it's really not hard. So I have a pair. In fact, I'm wearing them. I'm going to show you just how super simple they are to put together, and you could probably wipe out a whole bunch of earrings all at once and have a bunch to sell on your Etsy store, your website, at a show, or just give them to friends for presents. So I hope you all enjoy doing it with me. And before we get started, of course, you know I have to remind, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it when you do that. And if you like the video, please put a thumbs up and like it. And if you'd like to leave me a nice comment, I do respond. We watch to see the comments coming in, and we try to respond within 24 hours, if not a lot faster. So do leave a comment if you have a question or whatever. So long as you're nice, I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so come on over, let's get after it. Let's make some itty bitty mosaics today. Okay guys, so what we're going to do is so simple. We're going to do this little earring drop. Okay, so you need just a few things to do that. You need a few little pearls and a few little these gear things, bead things, little metal beads, a couple of chatons. If you want to use the chatons, you can. I use a little piece of cup chain. There's like 8 sections of 2mm cup chain, and a little resin rose, and a couple of little pearls, and that's about it. So I'm going to show you how that goes. Let me just grab my rose real quick. It's so simple, you're not going to believe it. All right, so this is just to show you, really can't see too good in here, but this is a mix that we have. It's mostly the no-hole pearls and little golden round beads and some chatons. That's what it is mostly, and you'll find it at their website. I'm going to pour just a little bit out. I have some down here, but I don't have quite all the right things. So we had that. What I needed was those little metal things. I need gold ones. There's 1, 2, and 3. There's another one. There's a lot of gold ones down in here. Okay, so now I'm just going to place them in my bezel after I place my cerulean. And I need a ball of cerulean that is about this big. I've already mixed it up because in other videos I've showed you how to do this already. So if you want, just tune back in a few videos behind me and you'll be able to see how to do that. So I have spent time doing that. Okay, so now I'm going to just kind of put this into my bezel and see. This is going to be too high. Remember I said you kind of want it flat down. You know, you need to have it flat down. Maybe I didn't say that. Anyway, you don't want to have too much in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down a little bit. Just take a pinch off, okay? Roll it in again. Oops. I'm wiggling everything on my table. Okay, so now I'm going to push that down in. That's about right. It could be even a little bit less, but this will be okay. I'll just take a little bit more. Okay, that didn't hurt anything. You don't want it overflowing your bezel. If it overflows your bezel, then what's going to happen is when you press stuff down into it, it's going to push, cerulean out all over the place, and it's not going to look good. You have to get it off, and you have to get it just kind of, if you can, get it just kind of level with that. It's really pretty easy. You just kind of have to learn to eyeball, how much you need. And that comes with doing it, so, get started and have some fun, right? The sooner you start doing it, the better you'll get at doing it. Okay. This will be about right. I might have a little spillage there. I hope not, but I want to go ahead and show you how to do this. Yeah, just a tiny pea-sized bit, not even hardly a pea, is all you need. Okay, so now I'm going to use my pick-me-up tool here, and I'm going to place these little golden things right in the middle of the top, okay? So here I go. Super simple to do that, okay? A little bit of cerulean that leaked over. Okay, so I have that done. Okay, now I would like to have 2 little chatons, in here. So I had one. I'm going to just set it down there gently. And then I want to take and make sure that I get it in full contact with the cerulean so that when I pick this thing up, it doesn't come falling out. Because when the cerulean dries, it's going to stay as good as any glue you've ever seen, probably better than any glue you've ever seen. I have another one up here I can use. I want two of them. One over here and one over there. So, you know, get it placed good, because once it gets in there, you're not going to really be able to pick it out and try and reset it. Okay, that's pretty good. Now I know what's making that noise. My locket is bumping against the table. Like, what is doing that? Okay, so I've got these guys in there. I try to get them set just about the same depth. Okay, now I need my little flower. So this is my little flower here. And I'm going to put it right under in the middle. And I'm going to try to get it up against it as good as I can. Because, you know, with Mosaic, we don't want a lot of stuff showing. We want it just to be itty bits of things butted up against each other. And we don't really want the background to show too much. In this case, I don't. Okay, so now I'm ready to put my little rhinestone chain in. So now I'm going to go down to the bottom of the piece, and I'm just going to try to center this the best I can. Make sure I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 8 little cups is about what does it. So we put it down in there. I'm going to start pushing it in right about the middle, and then take it up the sides. And when I do this, I'm trying to remember, I'm going to put pearls right in this little track of stuff here, so I want to remember that, you know, I'm going to have enough room to do that. You'll see when I get them. If you don't, you have to figure something else out. And you may not want to. I'm trying to push the cups all together so you don't see that little metal thing in between that keeps them together on the chain. Okay, so that's down in pretty good. Okay, now I'm ready for my pearl. So I need a gold pearl here, and these are wanting to run away from me for some reason. So I may not be able to use this. I might have to take my tweezers. They're all running away. Howie's going to get them. Here she comes to save the day. It won't be the first time either. Okay. So once again, when you put that pearl down in, be sure you get full contact and it's down in there. It's not just laying on the top, because that is going to be a problem for you if you don't. And this is what's worrying me here too, is that I don't really have quite enough room. I might have to push this guy up a little bit. And this guy down a little bit. Okay, now I should be good. So I want it right there to close in on that. Okay, so now I'm going to push that down. And then all I have to do is set a few more pearls. So I'm going to get another gold one. Come here, you.
Could you bring it up a little bit?
Okay, I'm sorry. I tend to bring it down, guys, because it is small work.
Yeah, and she needs to be able to see it.
I know, you guys need to be able to see it, but I got to be able to see it too.
That's true.
So then that's a problem sometime, isn't it? Okay. All right, now I want to get my head in there and show my old gray hair. Scalp pictures, a great view. Okay. So I got this one in here. So again, just remember, get full contact. I really have a little bit more cerulean in this cup than I would have liked, about 2/3 of what I had. I went a little too quickly. I should have cut that back a little bit, but it's okay. It's all good. Okay, I'm going to get a green one now. Oh, he's underneath, so I can't get him. He's protecting himself. He thinks. Yeah, all these little things, they want to run away. I don't want to be in your project. But don't you know you'll be trapped for all time in a beautiful thing that people will enjoy and say, oh, how pretty? So I don't care. All right, so next thing I want to do is I think I want to get, see if I can take it. Oh, it's just, it doesn't want to do it here. No problem upstairs. It is a bit cool down here in the workshop. A little bit cool. I even have a sweater on. Hobby's got a coat. So what does that tell you?
It's cold.
Yeah, I think she's right. That's the issue.
Stuff don't want to stick.
This is sticky and gummy on here, and that's what picks it up. Normally it's a dit, but not so today. And because it's cold. Now I'm going to have to shove this up a little bit. Let me push it up here so you can see. I'll have to shove this up a little bit to get contact. And then make sure I got room for one last pearl, which I think I do. I think I do. Okay.
Woohoo.
Woohoo. Now the thing is to see, does it go down and not come spitting up. Ah. So you'll just feel it yield to gentle pressure. You'll know it's down in. You're good. Okay, so now I have everything in there fit up pretty close. It's all good. So now the only thing, it's pretty much done. So the only thing I would say about doing this, if you want to follow my pattern, is you might want to add another tiny little pearl or chaton right here to complete it. If you want to do that, you're going to have to get some E6000 on a toothpick and just put no dot, no dot, no dot, and then apply it, because there's just not enough cerulean coming up through here to be able to catch it. If it's a little bit bigger hole, I'd say just stick it down there and push into the hole, but I don't think that's going to work in this case. So you might have to glue it on top, and that's okay. I do that sometimes when I'm doing a mosaic thing. Sometimes I'll glue a few things on the top after, because it's just the way it is. It's just not going to work that way. Okay, so now you might remember there's this little dangly thing on the bottom. Now you could use a bead or whatever you want. You can use a whole string of things if you want, but I did this. And these are the braided jump rings we sometimes have on the website. I think right now I'm out of them, but I do know I have another shipment coming. So they're on the way. So I put one of these little beads on. Here, let me take it back off so you can see. It was in the bead mix. This particular one, sometimes the bead mixes vary from batch to batch, but I know there are things in here that will work like that. So I'm going to just thread it onto my jump ring. This is a 10 millimeter, by the way, so if you don't have the braided ones, just get a 10 millimeter. You can use jump rings for so many things. Okay, next I'm going to use this bead, and I do know in the current mix that we have, these are in it, so we're good. Sometimes I have to get what they have, you know. Now I'm going to put one more gear. I do love making my mixes, though. So we got that. We also have a mix that's all metal beads of all kinds and colors, too. And you know, these little mixes work very good for beading as well. You know, if you're doing little tiny beading projects, these are great for that too. So now I'm going to thread this through, and I'm going to close it nice and flush, as flush as I can get it, so that it won't come open. That's pretty good, I think. No, could be up a little bit more. Sometimes there's a little glare and you can't quite, yeah, that's good. All right. And you can't quite see it. Okay, now, I need to put another couple little jumps up here so that it will dangle nicely. And the reason is you might say, well, why don't you just, you know, put your hanger through there and you're good and you're done. Well, it's just a little too chunky and tight. So it won't dangle nicely. You'll get stuck in a funny position, and you just, believe me, you're not going to like it if you do that. So, I'm going to get this open. These are 6 millimeter jumps. Get them nice and flush. And what I like about this old silver look cast metal is that you can use matte black with it. You could use a bright shiny silver. You could use an antique silver, anything like that. This is a lot of leeway, which other metal colors, you know, you kind of got to match it up a little better than this, but you're good. So now I'm going to put another one going this way through it. And then I'm going to put my ear wire in. Yep, that's pretty good. So I'm just going to point this out to you again so you can see, in case you're new to this kind of thing, to beading or whatever. Why did she do that? These are the kind of things a lot of times nobody tells you, you know. But if I didn't do this, put these here, like I said, my ear wire, which looks like this, would not hang properly. It'd be too tight, too thick. That's why I put the jump. So I put one going this way and one going this way. And the reason is because with it going this way on the top, then I can thread through. Now obviously she goes from the front, but I usually go from the back. I could thread through and put my wire on and it'll hang nice, okay? But if you want to do it like Javi does, I think she means that she just takes it and goes like this. Is that what you mean?
Yep, that's pretty much what I do.
Okay. Sometimes that works just great.
Not all the time.
Not all the time. So that's why I have a tendency to kind of go the backwards way. Sometimes it's too tight. It doesn't work that good. Now, you can see on this finding, this is a very popular finding. We carry them at the site, but you may even have some. This is too far of a space to leave this open, okay? So you're going to have to kind of crimp it close a little bit. Very gently. And make sure it kind of comes up and hits the wire. Okay. So now that's good. That should be fine. That's even still a little loose. Because sometimes stuff can lift up and get up over there and then you lose it. You don't want to do that. Yeah, that's good enough.
Like
It'll be fine. So it's done. Just fine like that. And, you know, and here's the thing. Like I said, if you want to, you know, end up getting some little pearls in there, you feel it looks a little bit finished better, or some little tiny flatbacks or whatever, you'll need to glue them on. There's not enough cerulean to catch it. Remember how I said during the whole time I did this, make sure it makes contact with the cerulean. Don't just lay it on there because it won't stay. It has to kind of push down in a little bit. And here's the cool thing. I want to show you something. Now, I made 2 pairs today. But here's what you could do. You could have a pair for you, a pair for a friend, or a pair to sell, however you like to do it. They are pretty. I love that black in the background. It really sets it off. But here's another thought. You could have a pair of earrings, and then this could be a lovely little pendant. Put it on a bale, put it on a little chain, maybe 18-inch chain. That'd be great. It will look great. Or if you have a real thin neck, you could do 16. I tend to do 18. And then, instead of making this other one dangle, what you could do is take this off, because you won't want it there. No. Take these both off. Then add a jump and a lobster clasp. Add a jump and about 5 inches should be enough because the size is 5 inches of chain, about approximately, maybe even a little less, or it could be a little more if you have a wide wrist. Bring it around, and now you have a cute little bracelet. So you got a whole set: bracelet, necklace, and earrings. Lickety split easy. I'm going to show you what that would look like on your wrist. That'd be pretty. That'd be a pretty thought, pretty thing to do. So anyway, there you go. You can make a whole set of jewelry with these itty bitty bits. Doesn't cost you very much, and everybody's going to say, "Where did you get that?" And you can say, "I made it." Woohoo! So thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the project, and we'll catch you next time.